Hi everyone. On December 27th, the Holy Orthodox Church celebrates the memory of our mother, Fabiola of Rome. Now, Fabiola was a member of a wealthy patrician family, the Fabia family, that had been in Rome for quite a while. It was well known to everyone. We don't know exactly when she was born, probably from the early 300s to the mid-300s, but we're not exactly sure of her age. What we do know is that early on, because this is what young women of that particular class did, is she married, and she married with someone else who was also in that same class. In fact, it may have been some sort of governor general of Rome at the time, though the details are a little bit unclear. But Fabiola was not happy in the marriage. Apparently, the husband was quite dissolute, immoral, and there's all sorts of rumors about the things that he may have been doing behind her back. Whatever it was, she did not like it, and rightly so, because she did have a Christian upbringing. But she decided to divorce him and went, instead of the church, to a civil court and obtained a divorce decree. This would have been frowned on, and indeed was, by the church in Rome at the time. But it was only complicated by remarrying. And this second husband, although from everything we know was much better than the first, well, he reposed not long after. Fabiola, realizing what she had done, and that now she was technically an adulteress, desired to return back to the church from which she came. And so Pope Siricius at that time, after a long period of penance, because this is what they did back then, admitted her back to the sacraments. And at that moment, everything changed for Saint Fabiola. She took all of her great wealth and gave it to many, many people, establishing churches, give it to congregations, all sorts of charities. Because she was really a woman with a lot of energy and was not going to be held back, and when she put her mind to it, she really pursued things, she became well known all over Rome for what she had been doing. At the same time, she founded what is probably the first public hospital in all of Western Europe. And she invited the poor, the dispossessed, people that were ostracized by society to come to this hospital and be treated of their illnesses. There were at that time a number of women who were disciples of the famous Saint Jerome of Bethlehem. These women were Romans, but had gone to Bethlehem to learn from St. Jerome. Fabiola, towards the end of her life, decided that she wanted to do that also. So she went and became his disciple for about a 3-year period and was soaking up every word that St. Jerome gave to her. She inspired him to write several letters about her later, and even to do a book on the priesthood of Aaron and liturgical dress at the time. So Jerome was very happy with his new disciple, and Fabiola, of course, was very, very happy. But it didn't last for long, because once the Huns threatened Bethlehem, Jerome and all of them packed up and went to the coast. The threat proved to be not very serious, however, and the women went back with St. Jerome to Bethlehem. But for St. Fabiola, she was not going to do that anymore. Never forgetting the things that St. Jerome had taught her, she went to a place called Porto and established yet another hospital there, and was very, very involved in charitable activities once again. However, this time it was a little bit different, because she had soaken up all of the instruction of St. Jerome about ascetical discipline and prayer life. All these different things had enriched her soul so that it completed both the active and the quieter side of her. Eventually, in 399, St. Fabiola passed away, leaving behind her Not only the example of a sinner who turned around on her own accord and realized her error and returned to the church, but also multiplied the virtues of that return in all of the many things that she did for so many, many people. Again, the Fabia family was known in Rome, but now it became defined by Saint Fabiola. Everyone knew her, everyone loved her, and so many people in Rome and elsewhere counted on her for support. It is said that at her funeral, the entire citizenry of the city, the great city of Rome, turned out to bid her farewell into the heavenly kingdom. We don't hear a lot about her in Orthodoxy because she doesn't appear on the liturgical calendar. As a Western saint, though, however, she is certainly recognized by the Church, and her virtues and all of the things that she learned from so great a saint as Saint Jerome are definitely something that we can profit by, and her memory should also be with all of us at all times whenever we are thinking about a great saint who did wonderful things for so many.